Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Hong Kong After Dark. We are presently doing a scene in the Order of Hermes Chantry at the Hong Kong Observatorium. Arthur of the Verbena tradition meeting up with the newly awoken Jordan Song. Starting now. So, it's daytime at the Observatorium. You've been verified and allowed access back into the echelons of the Chantry itself, as opposed to the public front that they use. Arthur, of course, being a member of the Verbena tradition, has somebody following him around. But it's kind of like the guy's just there making sure he's not stealing anything. Part of the library that he's at is actually a conjoined one between himself, Jason Morley, and Michael Springfield. So the first hint you would get that Arthur is there would be the slight smell of marijuana.
Joel will perk up at that, since he's not really a smoking man himself.
It smells, I mean, you probably have never, has your character ever smelled marijuana before? You were in college, so it's possible.
Yeah, he's definitely at least smelled it, but it's not a smell that he's very much used to.
Okay, so you wouldn't even smell how good the stuff is. So if you follow the smell, it leads you to a portion of the library where you see a NPC, I'm just going to say a guy in a black Chinese outfit, member of the Order of Hermes, standing nearby while there's a guy sitting in front of some books and maps. Best way to describe the guy: blonde hair, green eyes, looks to be about 21, 22 years old, wearing a denim jacket, a pair of blue jeans, a pair of boots, and a t-shirt that says, "Honk if you love Wicca." And he has a lit blunt in his hand while he's going over the books.
I didn't know we could do that in here.
He looks up and takes a drag. Yeah, kind of special. Judging by your apparent age, are you the guy Charlie told me about?
I don't know what you've been told, but I mean, if you're talking about the strange man with the sword that just found out he was a mage, then I suppose that's me.
Yep, that'd be it. Your name's... They told me your name. Michael told me your name. Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan. Hi.
Holds out his hand. Nice to meet you.
He'll stand up, brush some stuff off his jacket, set down the blunt and sit in a ashtray. Arthur Wainwright of the Verbena tradition. He extends his hand.
Don't mean to offend you, man, but I think I was told a couple of words about the Verbena. Y'all like the Wiccans, right?
That's one way of putting it. The best way I can describe it is we're all natural. We're very much the earth, mother goddess, father god, the power of life itself. By the way, does your character work with chemicals at all?
I don't think he has a dot of science, so I would say no.
All right. Does he have enhanced senses of any kind?
He has a prime sight up from yesterday that should be working for 24 hours.
Okay. There is well, first of all, if you've got prime sight up, you're looking at you can see his pattern. Very much a questing avatar with a focus on life magic and spirit magic. Also, he apparently has spent in the past 24 to 48 hours, he was immersed in molten silver.
We'll probably throw up a life sight just to make sure nothing's wrong with you.
Completely healed.
Okay. But if he looks okay, then he looks okay. only I had spirit, then I'd be able to see all that crazy shit.
Yeah. Actually, there is one other thing that you could see with Prime Sight. He seems to have a natural attunement of some kind.
Okay.
His natural channel.
Yep. Oh, okay, he'd step sideways to the Umbra a lot easier.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So, what tradition have you been initiated into a tradition? Are you an orphan?
Well, apparently I'm a Zealotor of the Order of Hermes right now.
Really? Well, that's awesome. Jason and Michael must be really happy to have another member of their tradition in the city. You're probably going to want to meet Jackson at some point. He's a member of the Order of Hermes as well, and the resident chronomancer.
All right, then.
Hey, Tiger, just so you know, we're in the conjoined library of me, you, and Michael's.
Okay.
Arthur's in there smoking, and you pretty much know what he's smoking. If Jason's walking in, one of the observators of the Order of Hermes would tell him that Arthur's in the library.
Okay. Yeah, Jason will be walking in pretty much as soon as I get the overlay set up.
So, do you know what your specialization is?
No real idea. I've only been a mage for about 24 hours as of now.
Yeah, I heard that. Charlie seemed to think that you were going to pop soon, and I guess you popped. Hope it wasn't too unpleasant for you.
Well, beat the shit out of what Jason called a construct with a baseball bat lightsaber, so I mean, wasn't that bad.
Wait, you were at the construct?
What?
Holy shit, you were lucky. Okay.
No, he called them hit marks or something.
Wait, oh crap. Well, a construct is what the technocrats refer to their chantries as. The hit mark is a type of synthetic humanoid that... You ever seen Terminator?
Yep.
T-800 with the capabilities of the TX.
Alright then.
Yeah.
But yeah. That was something interesting. I was a little freaked out at first because I may have been worried I actually killed somebody, but...
Nah, they're not alive. In fact, you'd be surprised at how many of the things the technocrats will send at you aren't alive to begin with. Clones, cyborgs, constructed humanoids, things like that. I've been fighting them for a long time. You and Jason are kind of late bloomers, I'd say. I awakened when I was 13.
Wow.
And at that note, Jason will walk in. Hey, guy. Oh, hey.
Hey, Jason, what's up? You talked to Jordan?
I don't think we've been introduced yet. I'm Jason. He'll hold his hand out.
Jordan, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, too.
For description purposes, Jordan is he definitely looks biracial. He looks African and, well, Asian if you don't know how to distinguish between all the Asian heritages. If you can, he's African and Chinese.
Okay.
He's wearing a zip-up gray sweater, pair of faded blue jeans, and a pair of raggedy-ass skate shoes.
And for parents' purposes, Jason is coming in. He's got brown hair. He's pretty white. Like he's the whitest motherfucker in the room, I'm sure. Brown eyes. He's wearing pretty elaborate robes because he's planning on actually doing work for once.
Oh, Jason, you still smell silver coming off of Arthur.
Okay.
It's fainter, so he took about another 2 showers, but it's still there.
I still smell pretty metallic, Arthur.
Damn it, I took 2 showers this morning. Son of a bitch. By the way, you don't know how to get silver out of denim, do you?
I don't know.
Just gonna have to re-dye my jacket. Oh, just so you know, Jordan, there is an exceptionally beautiful woman walking around by the name of Siva.
Don't talk to her. She's pretty terrible.
What?
Don't talk to her. She's pretty terrible.
Ziva's a demon. Like a fallen angel, come back to the world, make Faustian deals, and enslave your soul being. He comes off as your best friend, he comes off as nice, but you don't want to trust a demon. Just don't.
That reminds me a lot of a cheerleader I used to know in high school.
It's about right, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
I guess interact with her if you have to, but don't sign anything, don't agree to anything, don't even make like a verbal promise, because she'll use that to take your soul.
All right then.
Is there anything else we need to cover? I'm still trying to do my research on the wall.
Do you know about the Accords and everything?
Yeah, we need to brief them on the tarot accords. The reason why I haven't shoved Ziva into a different dimension is because she's a supernatural, and all the supernaturals in this world are protected by the tarot accord. What that means is we don't fight against each other at all. Unless they prove themselves to be enemies of the accord, like say a Hack in the Fan just walks in, or what that Julian guy calls the spoiled brat rebellion walks in, then we can fight them. But we're all united against the technocracy because they're trying to kill us all. They're the ones that put up the wall. Don't go near the wall. If you walk through the wall, you're going to get incinerated.
All right, I don't know what the wall is, but
There's a supernaturally constructed barrier around the city that is being held in place by the technocracy. Nobody has been dumb enough to walk through it yet that I know of, but apparently you walk through and you get incinerated. They just take you out.
all right then.
Arthur pulls up the map, and he's actually got it already in place. You can see where the wall is on the map. This is the border. Don't cross the border.
They got any generators keeping this thing up?
There's 3. One was the construct that was hit yesterday. There's one on the mainland we can't get to, and then there's one north of here.
Right, we already took that first one down. Why? Well, we already attacked that first one. Right now, we hit the one up north.
We don't know where it is exactly, and they're going to be on guard now, since they kind of blew up the construct.
Plus, I also have to go back in the Umbra and make sure that it's not being rebuilt.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason, do you know if anybody's talked to Jolie yet about going to the Shadowlands?
Haven't heard anything yet.
Alright, well, I've never met the guy. If you know who he is, I'd like to meet him at some point. Us Wolfwalkers got to stick together and all.
Yeah, I may be able to arrange something. He seems like a pretty decent dude.
Okay. Alright. I'll lay down on the table for you, Jordan, just what I've got going on. My primary focus is healing. I can remove any wound. I can heal any amount of damage. Except for death, I'm not that good. Once I get more powerful with Life Sphere, I could probably give you wings and a beehive shooting cannon out of your arm or something like that. My main focus is keeping people alive, because I've had a lot of experience doing that, and I'm pretty good at it. Also, I can see, talk to, and interact with spirits. I can enter the Umbra, as well as other dimensions. Finally, I can consecrate things. He reaches into his pocket. He's holding a coin. Your prime sight shows you that coin is glowing. Jason, you still got yours, right?
Yep. He'll kind of pull it out and like wiggle it between his fingers.
Yeah.
He
He
practices
flips
them
the
that
coin
way.
to Jordan.
Say again?
He flips the glowing coin to Jordan.
Oh, okay. He'll just catch it.
This is what we call taps. You can see if you can see or interact with energy or quintessence energy, then you can use TAS and draw the energy out of it. Use it to empower your abilities to make things easier for you when you're casting your magics, things like that. I don't know if anybody's really gone over a primer with you. I'd be more than happy to help. I've been doing this for almost 10 years. You know,
Wait, when did you awaken? And he'll look at Jordan.
what?
Well, I awakened yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, he's freshly popped.
okay, cool.
But I gotta say, this whole magic thing, it's kind of like just riding an old bike. You know what I mean?
Pick it up pretty quickly. Yeah, just don't pick it up too quickly. We don't want you to fry yourself out. Also, you got to be careful about what you're doing. Has anybody talked to you about paradox?
Yeah. I
Okay.
felt paradox a little bit. That ain't fun.
No, it's not. And if you get too much of it, you can go into what's called a quiet. That's where you basically, the entire world fades out and you're stuck in your own little parallel dimension. Until you get out of it, you're essentially a comatose.
Sounds like some of them internet addicts.
Yeah.
I
Ever
believe it.
so much, there you can actually die from it. You've got to be careful with it. Try to make your stuff coincidental. If you can't make it coincidental, try to make it so it can be explained away. There's coincidental magic and there's vulgar magic. Vulgar magic is the assholes that will form a fireball in their hand and send it flying at a car. You can explain it away sometimes, but it's still vulgar. And if there's only us nearby, you get a little bit of paradox because the Tellurian in itself doesn't recognize that that's possible. I knew this one member of your guys' order, House Flambeau, used to carry around a lighter and a thing of hairspray, and he used to make his fireballs that way, and it was somewhat explainable. But if you're going to do fireballs or you're going to do anything weird like that, quintessence bolts, don't do it around a lot of humans, sleepers, because that just makes it so much worse. The Muggles don't understand how that shit works, and it just amplifies the amount of paradox you suffer from. If that makes any sense to you guys whatsoever.
No, I get it. I get it.
From what I understand, what members of the Order have told me about Hass Flambeau is that they like using fire magic and they tend to blow up from it. So be careful.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I don't appreciate blowing up, but fireballs themselves don't seem too bad.
Yeah, just be careful with it because you get too much and you will blow up.
And if you have your own sanctum, feel free to do whatever you want there because that's tied into your perception of what reality is, essentially.
Yeah, it flows with your paradigm, man. I mean, you should see my... I'm finally done, by the way. All the words are in place. All the strictures are done. So
Nice.
I feel a little weird walking through them now, but it's my paradigm, and I could basically reattach limbs in that place without suffering any paradox. Node, there's one here. There are free-flowing fountains of quintessence. Usually if you're in another mage's node, you want to be sure you're allowed to be there. And if you do have to draw quintessence out of it, you don't want to draw too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you deplete a node, if you deplete a weak node, it's gone. You deplete a stronger node like what I've got, it won't put on a quintessence for about 2 or 3 days. And if we need quintessence and it's gone, it makes shit harder, a lot harder. Especially if you're going to be using prime magic, man. You need quintessence for pretty much everything in that sphere.
We've got to deal with Riker as well. He's got his own node that he's letting us draw stuff out of in exchange for occasionally putting it into objects and giving them off to him.
Yeah, but it's not refined.
It's not. Yeah, it's not quite the same thing, but in a pinch, it'll do.
Yeah. It's like those. The guru always like, stay out of our Karen, stay away from our Karen art. I don't even know what the fuck a Karen is, but apparently it's their Wellspring. But their stuff is so rough that I don't want it anyway.
The glamour feels weird.
What?
The glamour just feels weird, like going on a bad acid trip. But
Yeah.
it's slightly more pleasant.
Their stuff, I tried it. They gave me one just to try to help out, and I felt really pissed off. And you know me, I'm a really mellow motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Really mellow motherfucker, and I got pissed off. I about snatched somebody's wig off, you know what I mean. So have you had any experience right now with magic? I mean, have you been able to tap anything?
Yeah, I can do a little bit of stuff.
Like what?
That seems like a lot of sensory stuff.
Well, that's where you start off, man. I mean, you have to perceive the world in order to understand the world. And you can't mess with the world until you understand the world. We're basically taking the energy of creation in our hands and doing what we want with it. There's consequences, but it's pretty cool shit. I mean, that Riker, I mean, the first time I met him, dude was wounded. I could tell that shit. He was wounded, he was unhappy. I walked over, I wrapped him up, used a little blessings, used a little singing, and I healed his shit. And dude was happy for it. And you know what? That's what I do. I make people feel better. God, I sound like an ecstatic, don't I?
A little bit. That's alright. They're pretty alright, guys.
Yeah, at least I don't drop acid or snort cocaine or have drunken five-way orgies, you know?
I met one that just chilled out in a bathtub full of heroin all day. He's a
Dude,
pretty nice guy.
that's fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
But you gotta admit, they can fuck the time pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
Time magic, if you ever learn it, you gotta be careful with it. I saw one guy get frozen as a statue for a week. And that was from a dox backlash from using time magic. Worst dox I ever had, I grew 4 limbs.
That sounds like it'd be a useful thing.
It wasn't pleasant, it didn't last, but I pretty much couldn't go home for a week. Your sensory stuff shouldn't dox you too much, if at all. It's easy to explain away most of that stuff to Victorians, but once you start learning the more hardcore stuff, you gotta start being careful. Jason, have you just met him? I'd say quiz him on what he knows of the Ordo so far, what he knows about your guys' factions.
Oh yeah.
We Verbena have it lucky. We only got 2. We've got the classics. We got the Twisters of Fate. The Twisters of Fate are pretty badass. It's like, imagine somebody with my abilities, but also, you know, hardcore and likes to fight.
Making people reap the whirlwind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You got your houses. Have you been told about them yet?
Yeah. I don't know which one I'm gonna jump into yet. I mean,
I've been in the Order for a while now. I'm still not sure, so you just take your time.
Isn't the new guy ex Miscellanea?
Yes. And generally, until you consider an actual house, you're just associated with ex Miscellanea because it's just all the various miscellaneous stuff that don't have their own members are enough to be a full-fledged house.
Cool.
But yeah, you got your flambeaus. They're pretty hardcore a lot of the time. You got your Quasitors who are kind of...
Dude, those guys are pretty brutal. I didn't even see the one I met smile once. Now, granted, he was there to kill somebody's avatar, but...
I believe it.
Yeah.
They take their job very seriously.
Which, you know, judge, jury, and executioner of the Order of Hermes.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
It's a terrible job, but someone has to do it. Which we didn't have to, but hey. Yeah. You say you already got all the houses. I think generally around here you should be free to talk about whatever without freaking out too many of the muggles, because I'm pretty sure everyone around here is in the know. As far
Yeah,
as
if
most
you ever
things
need
go.
like a place where you can just hang out with your time, come by my place. Writes something down, hands it to you with his address. My greenhouse is my node room and my sanctum. You're welcome to come in if you need a pick me up. I carry some stuff that'd be illegal back home. But I do a lot of herbs, teas, medicines, farm. I know how to make pharmacy medication, things like that.
Yeah, we usually go to his place to unwind after terrible things happen.
Yeah, and I've got good booze too. I don't know if you drink, but I guess I could stock on alcoholics if you don't drink.
I don't really partake, but I don't judge anyone who does.
Well, that's good. I mean, when you're dealing with the traditions, and I miss traditions, you have to have an open mind, especially when it comes to, the Thanatos. God, I really hope one of those doesn't show up, because they're really good at what they do, but what they do is not nice.
Yeah.
Especially if we've got to deal with the shifters, because something about the way that they smell to the shifters makes the shifters not like them.
What's wrong with what's wrong with them, you Thanatos?
They are, you know how I'm all about life and chilling and being cool? The Thanatos are all about death and calling the herd and avoiding entropy or inviting entropy, making chaos to combat order. They're really decent people, but they look at you like you're not even there sometimes, and it's a little freaky. Just a smidge.
Yeah, they I've talked with a few of them, and they have this concept called the wheel, where it needs to be constantly balanced, and sometimes to balance it, they just have to take out some fuckers.
Yeah, but at least when they do that, they're focused on taking out the right people.
This is true. It's still just very off-putting to hear them casually talk about it, like, oh yeah, last Tuesday I just straight up murdered somebody.
Yeah. It seems like almost all of them have a fetish for weather and weighted influence. I wouldn't be surprised if they used them while they were having sex. And trust me, they have sex.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure most of them wouldn't be Euthanatoi if they had sex.
Yeah. Never share a room with one. That's all I gotta say. You're not gonna sleep, and you might as well go sleep outside. Have you met any of the other mages in the area? Jordan?
Mostly just you guys, Jason, and Yells around here.
You're gonna want to meet Michael at some point. I'll warn you.
Wait, Michael Springfield, the
Yeah.
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 Oh shit, he a mage too?
Yeah, he's a member of your order too. If I understand correctly, he's petitioning for Slivakati, isn't he?
I believe so, yes. He's pretty good at the potion making.
Well, damn. Seems like everybody got a bit of a head start on me.
How do you think I feel? I awakened 20 years old, at 20, and friggin' Michael awakened 2 years ago, and he's almost caught up to me already.
Yeah, from what I've heard though, he had a pretty rough start.
That's true.
I mean, we've all had. you're gonna learn pretty quickly, Jordan. A lot of times you don't get to be a mage without some bullshit. A lot of times you don't get to be powerful as a mage without further bullshit. I got lucky. When I awakened, a member of the Verbena tradition was there. She was the chantry leader back in Greenwich. Her name was Serena Ravenwood. And fucking hot, first of all. Like, damn hot. She had a thing for younger guys, too. So I kind of made out in that department. More than made out. Anyway, she was there to watch over me. She made sure I learned correctly. But she couldn't protect me from everything. You know, with the technocratic stronghold in New York and Boston, we were kind of in the middle of some shit. Then the Nefandi showed up, and Jason, you're starting to see him fade out.
Nope. Jason will like put a hand on his shoulder, like Arthur.
I'm okay.
You good? You good?
I'm okay. Sorry.
All right.
Anyway, yeah. Stuff's gonna happen to you, man, and as long as you got people on your side that are willing to help you, it won't get to you very much. I hope that's some comfort. I mean, we are basically in a continuous war to improve humanity, wake up the sleepers and attain ascension, while also dealing with the other bad shit in the world. The technocrats want to keep everybody asleep, the Nefandis wants to corrupt everyone, vampires want to drink blood. Not all of them. Some of them are actually pretty nice. Well, relatively nice. I mean, I haven't had too much experience with them. I'm sure you may have met some at some point.
I think I'd be pretty sure if I met a vampire.
They tend to keep themselves pretty well.
Well, I know that I've seen that Julian guy walking around.
Well, you.
That hot redheaded chick too.
Mm-hmm.
They're both members of the. They're both members of the what we call the House of Staves. They're basically licks.
Well, okay then. Huh.
Yeah, you would have recognized that Julian guy. He doesn't look normal.
Oh, I mean, I thought he was a little pale, a little cold, but hey.
Yeah, that guy. He's kind of got something shoved up his ass and needs to get removed. At least that's my feeling. I mean, I don't know if he is ever going to get laid, but
I think the lack of blood flow might prove a bit of a problem with that.
yeah, that's true. I don't even know if they have sex, though that Lillian chick sure seems to be all about some boys, you know.
Wait. Lillian?
Yeah, she was with them on the House of Stays. Doesn't look like a vampire. Kind of cute. But vampires, they're tricky. I mean, they come from all walks of life. They don't really advertise themselves pretty well. Something about the masquerade. We've got our own. We have to protect the Tellurian, which means that we don't let people know shit until it has to happen. It's why even if you met people that knew you were gonna pop, they kept it to themselves and didn't really talk about it because they wanted to make sure that you popped on your own.
Oh, all right then.
Just saying, don't go as much as you may want to. Don't go telling mortals about it. It brings too much attention. I mean, mortals finding out about supernaturals is what caused the Inquisition. I'm still not sure how that happened. Maybe somebody started throwing fireballs in the middle of the street. Maybe a vampire made a confession or whatever. But there's always going to be people hunting us. The technocracy is the new incarnation of it. They believe that humanity needs to ascend on its own time, but not too soon. They want to keep everything at the status quo. And you know what the status quo is? The status quo is stagnation. Stagnation is equivalent to living death. Finishes his blunt, puts it out. I mean, hell, I'm sure you didn't know any of this shit when you woke up 3 days ago, but right now you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still trying to get used to it. To be honest, I didn't even sleep last night, really. I just kind of casted shit.
Well, if you're still going through your awakening, that's understandable. Once it fades out, you should be able to return relatively to normal. I mean, relatively being, you're never going to be fucking normal again. I'm sorry to lay that down on you, but you're never going to be who you were before. You're going to be better than that. And you're going to have to start watching over your shoulder, man. It sucks. But you got to be careful now. What's the old thing from Nietzsche? The more I look into the abyss, the more the abyss looks into me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't tell you Thanatos I actually said that. They like to think Nietzsche's their personal god or something.
He had some good ideas.
Yeah. So, right, anybody here actually injured?
I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good.
I need to talk to Charlie about finding out where City Father is. And
City Father?
Yeah. Remember, I need to go talk to City Father to find out what the hell's going on.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Jordan, you're new to this. There are a lot of different spirits in the universe. If you were able to see the Umbra right now, you'd see about a few of them floating around my shoulders. He looks over his shoulder and starts speaking in a language that nobody can really perceive, unless you have a Nokian.
Nah.
Nope.
See, they like talking to me, but some of them are nice, some of them are wild and wonderful and creative and chaotic. Some of them are static and just unchanging, unmoving. They seek to make everything like themselves. And then there are some that are just all about fucking destroying things and decay and rot and corruption. They're out there. But everything, it's kind of a pantheistic view. Everything in this universe has its own spirit. The moon, the sun, the clothes you're wearing, what you're sitting on, everything has its own spirit. It's all about knowing how to talk to them and how to bring them out of their shells. Just on the same page, there are also the spirits of the dead, which are wraiths, which are fucking. Some of them will just walk around doing their own shit, like they were still alive. Others are fucking howling nightmares that are going to try to eat you. But you can't perceive the Shadowlands yet, so you shouldn't have to worry about them.
They tend to stay over there unless someone brings them over here, so it should be okay.
Yeah, there are some motherfuckers that just love to bring those things into our world, and it's just the fuck, man, the actual fuck. I don't walk around somebody in Carna Spirits in the middle of the street. You know? That tends to piss people off.
Yeah, it's kind of douchey.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I try to deal with spirits, I try to deal with it on their plane of existence. Makes them feel a little more comfortable. But you get people that want to hold on to that power and want to turn them into their own personal bitches. And I don't fly with that, you know? It's best to talk to people on equal terms, regardless if they're you, Jordan, or you, Jason, or, you know, a fucking unicorn that's running around nearby. Yeah, I know, I saw it. Uh, unicorn. There's a unicorn that's kind of trapped on this side. Kind of sad. They need to be back where they belong. Anyway, as I was saying, spirits, they be all around us. So just try to understand that we're all living in the same world. The shifters tend to deal more with spirits than our kind do. There's a tradition among our kind known as the Kavadi. The Kavadi are the Native American ancestors and spiritual shamans. They work with the Lupins, they work with all other types of spirits. Pretty cool. The one that taught me my spirit stuff was energetic. That's the best way to describe her, was energetic. Anyway, do you have any questions for us, Jordan? Anything you really want to know?
How long does it take until I can start throwing fireballs?
Oh, I can help you with that.
It honestly depends upon your own personal growth. As a member of the Order of Hermes, you know, I've heard people say that the Order of Hermes really excel at forces magic, which is energy manipulation. Lightning, electricity, cold, well, lightning, electricity, electricity, cold, fire.
So if we wanted to, we could make it so nobody could hear this conversation right now, just with what I know of horses, and I'm not even that great at it.
That sort of thing. But then you see, there was this member of House Janissary in my entry that he was like, yeah, you're good at life, aren't you? You're really good at life. I'm good at magic. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck you, asshole. You know, you're going to throw that shit around at me. Let's see if you like it the next time I don't reattach your leg because you're an asshole.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
This is just three partners here. We shouldn't be insulting each other based on our specialties.
Exactly. But he has this superiority complex about his order, which, granted, you guys are probably the longest order in mage history. I know. I've researched. The Verbena, kind of a close second.
Yeah.
There are orders of magic that don't exist anymore. You know, the choristers, they came from an order that doesn't exist anymore. The virtual adepts and sons in the Society of Ether, they weren't even mages to begin with. They were fucking technocrats that were like, you guys are too sick. Fuck you, we're leaving. Then you know what? We welcome them with open arms.
Yeah.
The Thanatos trace themselves back to Greece. They're still fucking creepy. The cults of ecstasy are probably, compared to, they're not necessarily a young organization, but they're not as old as some of them.
I know the Kavadi aren't too fond of us Hermetics.
Yeah, but it's for the same reason that the Lupins have that division between the ones that were born in America and the ones that were born over in Europe. They all just need to fuck each other and get over it, you know? Oh wait, is that even allowed? I keep hearing about kinfolk and Lupins and how that's how they're supposed to do it. I don't understand why two werewolf thing and doesn't make a baby werewolf.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to... Wait, what? Like, werewolves can't mate with other werewolves? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
I mean, they can, but they can't. But apparently there's... I don't know. I mean, apparently they have to have a specific subset of either humans or animals.
Charlie was telling me about that, and they can reproduce that way. It just doesn't end well. They have a kid and everything, but that kid's born sterile, and you know their half man, half wolf thing that they do.
You know,
Yeah, that thing. It apparently always looks like that.
Damn. That's
Shit.
how the hell you have a normal childhood like that? You're pretty much growing up there, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's always looked on as very shameful because I guess it goes against their ways or something.
Well, then I can kind of understand that. So, but what I don't get is apparently they can bang changelings and make babies that way too, like
Right.
actual shifter babies. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm still trying to learn how all that shit works. You know, because maybe if I hear about this kitsune chick that's really hot, so
Oh,
maybe
you?
I could be like that. Maybe I could knock it out with her.
Maybe.
Give it a shot.
I think she's seeing Adam at the moment, so you may have a slight
Who
problem
is
with
this
that.
Adam, man? I mean, come on.
I haven't even met the guy yet. Holy shit.
Dude's chill as hell, except when he's leading our people to almost certain death,
Well, yeah.
and he's running against a brick wall he shouldn't run into.
Right.
But it's still, he's a cool guy. I mean, he's a whoremonger. He runs a brothel, so I mean, if you ever need to get laid, Jordan, he'll help you out.
See, every time I've tried to go there to make use of his services, I always get distracted. There's always somebody there that I end up getting in a conversation with.
Well, it's kind of become a hangout for other supernaturals, kind of like Young Old Mother.
Yeah,
Oh.
I heard they opened back up recently.
Yeah, Riker was telling me about that. He said that if I ever go back, I'll have my own personal waiter or something like that.
Sweet.
Maybe
Yeah.
waitress. I don't know.
I keep hearing about this Ragged dude. He seems like a nice guy, but you don't make a good first impression when you drag a guy.
He what?
He apparently have a couple of his waiters and waitresses drug my drink
Damn.
with LSD.
I'll talk to him about it. See what I can
Wait.
find out.
Wait, what did you see exactly?
Well, I saw flying dragons, and a random knight showed up and tried to kill me.
Tried to kill you?
Yeah, I mean, eventually I realized that it was all fake because it just kind of swung right through me. But you don't do that shit to somebody.
That.
That's interesting.
Because I know his people have this thing that they do. It's not really drugging, but it has a lot of the same effects on your perceptions and everything. Michael's actually been trying to replicate it as of recently. But
Well, it's something having to do with their miss. I guess that's what they call it. Yeah, everybody has their own little word for what keeps them secret. Mages don't have anything like that. We just refer to it as the Tellurian, which is the global consensus that magic doesn't exist. It's why we try to keep things coincidental. If we have to go vulgar, it's why we get doxxed. Because people don't believe this shit works. If you ever do anything vulgar and someone nearby says that's impossible, you're about to have a bad day. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the changelings, they do things to people where they can see their world, but most of the people I've talked to either don't remember it or have to write the shit down so they remember it. If you ever see a guru go big furry and you're mortal, they tend to run screaming away. I mean, granted, who wouldn't at that point?
yeah.
But I've interviewed somebody afterwards and he said they didn't remember it. So they have their own little protection. As far as I know about vampires, they have this thing where they're not supposed to talk about it. Apparently this accord, if anybody found out about it on the mainland, would be what they call a breach of the masquerade, because even other supernaturals aren't supposed to know about them. Only reason why I know about vampires to some extent is because of the clan Tremere that likes to poach mages and turn them into one of them.
That sounds incredibly fucked up.
It is, especially.
It's pretty screwed up.
Well, I found out something interesting from a member of the Order of Hermes. that when one of us gets embraced, not only do we die and be reborn as a vampire, our avatar shatters. Like, poof, gone. And
Out of character question.
Yeah.
Two dots of hermetic lore. Do you think that'd be enough to know that Tremere was a former?
I would probably say no. You'd probably need a good 3 or 4.
I would say he could
Okay.
do it, and he may have heard of an old house known as Tremere, because I think at Hermetic Lore 3 and 4 you actually know about the Diad too.
Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it for now.
Okay. Yeah, the Tremere. I've seen some of their shit. They're the only vampire species I've ever seen that can throw fireballs.
Kind of jealous, honestly. They don't get like paradox or anything.
No, not that I saw. And trust me, I was trying to watch them while they were doing it. Watch them. He just waved his hands and said something like ignium, and boom, bolt of flame.
That's not fair. I want to do that. Fucking bitch slapped by reality.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because they don't have their avatars anymore.
Maybe.
Yeah. When you've been around as long as I have, you tend to pick up shit. But my major area of expertise besides healing, medicine, and pharmacology would be the spirit world. The different realms, the different spirits, how to get there, how to find my way through them. I mean, I've seen some shit. Did you know there's a world out there that's a lake of molten silver, and it's guarded by a giant 3-headed wolf? And that wolf doesn't like visitors. Yeah, doesn't like visitors. But he can't really leave that area. He's guarding all these other blackbird wolves that were stuck in the lake screaming in horrible agony. I've seen some shit. Yeah, I've seen some shit. So, what about so what are you a teacher of, Jordan?
Oh, I was mostly in the university to teach English, but I got my degree in philosophy.
Huh.
You should fit in pretty well with the Order of Hermes then. They think about a lot of shit.
Yep.
They study a lot too. 2/3 of this library belongs to Michael and Jason. The rest of it's mine.
Hell, most of it's mine, for that matter. I had a bigger library than Michael has. That makes sense, though. I've been at this a bit longer.
Yeah.
Besides my magic stuff, I was recruited into the order out of med school, and just trained me until I awakened. They tend to,
My family wanted me to be a doctor too. That's pretty cool that you actually got to go.
yeah, I didn't get to stay for very long before, I got kind of snatched up. But hey,
Not snatched up. Oh no. I'm gonna make some chicken fajita taco whatever's. But you guys hungry?
Well, we'll get you sorted out, Jordan. I mean, this is a fucking miracle for you, man. You're gonna learn so much. You've got so many people around you that have so many different life experiences, especially when it comes to magic. I mean, if you ever want to learn anything about the spirit worlds, learn anything about healing, if you ever want to learn how to roll a joint or, create an herb wrap, things like that, I can totally help you out with that. Plus, I also have a decent understanding about pharmacology, too. reaches into his satchel and pulls out a small white, uh, container. Jason, sorry, Tiger, you would see that it's phenobarbital.
It's what?
Phenobarbital.
Sorry.
You know, I'm not just about herbs. I'm also about Western medicine too, because every little bit helps. Man, I could use a drink. What about you guys? Drink?
You know I do.
Jordan?
After my experience with Riker and his people, I think I should stay away from any kind of alcoholic beverage. But
Yeah.
That's fair. I don't think Arthur here tried to drug you or anything, but
No, man, I don't give anybody anything they don't want. You know. One thing I do make though, he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a blunt. You still have pine side up, right?
yeah,
It's glowing. It's like glowing, all sorts of glowing. You would see that there's a complicated rote involving life and spirit bound into it.
mm-hmm.
If you ever want one, let me know. This shit'll make you feel fantastic.
Well, I'll keep it in mind.
Roll a perception awareness if you have it.
Ooh, I didn't make it.
Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, never mind. Yeah, all you know is that it's a magical wand. Have you, I gotta work on some shit real quick. Jason, do you wanna keep talking to him or anything?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Alright. I've actually got a character. I gotta drop it and figure out how to set this to the scene archive.
Alright, I actually know how to do that, so I'll show you how when you get in the scene.
Alright. So